G'day everyone, welcome to the Marketing Funnels and Strategy Show for 1 p.m. on the 20th of August 2021. In today's episode, I am on the solo run today because we have quite a little bit on today's operation. So I'm going to be running this one alone, and I'm just going to pretend Serena's here. Hey Serena, how you doing today? Fantastic, that's great. Let's get started with the show. So today we're going to be talking about, are these things costing you business, right? Are these things actually costing your business? And how much is it actually costing your business as well? I've just spent a whole morning literally auditing people's online presence for their business. And it's been incredibly alarming as well what's come up as a result of a whole morning worth of audits. So you're going to be very surprised because a lot of the time you can look at an online presence and you can go, okay, the online presence looks pretty darn good. They got a sparkly website, all these types of things. Yep, they show up on Google. No, they don't show up on Google. But when you do these audits, holy crap, the amount of things that just can't be seen by the untrained eye. And even with my eye, I don't see it unless I do the proper audit on the back end. And let me just read you just a few things that came up from one bright and sparkly online presence just today as well, to give you guys a little bit of an understanding. This one website had 61 pages. It had over 43 issues with it. There was directional links not working correctly, so it was just redirecting back to home pages and all that type of stuff. And there was four sections of the website that were actually blocked. And I know for a fact these guys are running to this website over $1,000 to $1,250 worth of marketing budget to it every single month. And they've got about a bounce rate of 73 to 75%. So what's that mean? Only 25% of the actual traffic stays on that particular website. And when you're running huge amounts of traffic like that, it's pretty, you're probably going to be leaving on the table at least an additional 5 leads a week, approximately, on the budget that they're currently on, spending, $1,000 to $1,250 a month. So it's these little things that you actually realize that are huge problems, or could be huge problems, that do cost a business. And this is the reason why you've got to be all over your online presence. I also looked into the sort of sales process that people go through as well with this particular one that I've been auditing as well. This one's just fresh in my mind because I've spent the whole morning doing this, by the way. And if you guys if you guys want a bit of an audit of your whole process, I'll do that for you for free, right? And I'll send you the full report, what I find and where your missing pieces are going to be too. But you just type the word audit below and I'll reach out to you and we'll get that organized. Then a few other things we noticed around all of this as well is, the website's one thing, but the amount of traffic coming through to websites these days and the amount of leads that you're going to close from front-end traffic these days as well is going to be very minimal, okay? You might get 10 leads and you close maybe 1, 2, or 3 of those, and then there's 7 that go by the wayside. A couple might go to competitors, and then over and above that, some people wouldn't have made a decision, okay? Or they would have been just searching through, seeing different things that were available, right? And every single one of the dozen different audits that I've done this morning, not one of them were running any forms of remarketing, display at all within their marketing strategy. None of them had even optimized their website. They were literally sitting on pages I think the quickest we got up, or the most we got up to in search results, was about 67, which is going to find them on about the third and a half page, when you find that 90 to 95% of people won't go past the first 3 slots when they're Googling you as well. And they weren't even showing up. None of these dozen people that I've done this morning either weren't even showing up in right at the start, right? They none of them were. And this is pretty astronomical when you look at it, because as a business, it's your role to, generate revenue every month for your business. Okay. And if you are spending dollars, hard-earned dollars, right, on marketing right now, if you are doing that, you must have some forms of remarketing in place. You must at least be optimizing for the major keywords that your business is getting seen in. Okay. And you must be running, and I'll tell you this now, none of these ones were running any forms of email marketing either, which is crazy. And some of them have 8 or 10,000 person lists as well. And I'm going, holy crap, this is an absolute gold mine, right? Strange. Looking at all of this, the amount of businesses that literally, their online presence isn't good. There was one particular business that, for 30 years they've been in business, and they've got 5 Google reviews over 30 years, and wondering, and a lot of them, by the way, are reasonably successful businesses on what they've done so far. But the amount of upside and what a lot of businesses leave on the table and it costs them is, it can cost tens of thousands a month or a year, and upwards of up to $100,000+ are getting left on the table by businesses just for not having I look at these as very basic type stuff, right? You run a cold marketing campaign, you run a retargeting campaign. You run email marketing, okay? You run text message marketing, right? You add value to your marketplace that you already have. These are all assets that a business has built over time, and it's taken a long time and a lot of money spent to be able to do it, which is never utilized. And these are the things that are costing so many businesses so much money these days. And this is from a dozen audits today, So if you guys want an audit, just type audit below, and I'll give you guys where you guys have got to focus to be able to go to a new level and everything as well before the end of the year. We're creating some new case studies at the moment. We just started running some new marketing. We've got probably sitting there at the moment, as I said, a dozen people there. And we're only going to take 5 of those people at the moment on board to be able to help sort of implement a lot of this strategy. And the rest will just go to waiting lists, etc. So, these are the things that you guys have got to really understand as well, is that, fixing the things that you wouldn't normally see it costs you so much money, and you think, oh yeah, I've got a great looking website. Yeah, I've got a great looking digital presence and it looks good. But once you actually start running the back end numbers and everything on it, it turns out to be costing you a minimum of $100,000, which is generally what we end up finding over 12 months with a business, especially if they've already been relatively successful with a few things already. So just the little things that you guys have got to keep up to date with, and the little things that you guys have got to do to be able to go to a new level. We have somebody in one of the groups who is posting, and so sorry because it's in the group. I can't actually view who you are. So if you guys just want to post your name below, that'd be great, just so I know who is talking as well. So your business, and we were talking about this yesterday too, the importance of tracking numbers. So we've got one of our partners over in the Netherlands, Michael Nolst. I would say one of the most sought after consultants in the world, right? He's spoken in stages, thousands of people, works with a lot of the high-end corporations and so on. He's built 3, almost 4 multi-million businesses now, $1 million businesses per year as well. So, and all in completely different niches as well, by the way. Completely different target markets, everything. So it's not as if he's just built it around other things. And we're talking about, how there's like the business strategy that a business has, and then there's the marketing and sales strategy, the targets, the objectives, and the data that comes into all of this as well. And the data is the one thing that never lies in a business. Okay. People can, and they can assume that certain things are working and working incredibly well. But when you look at the data of what's really going on and you can understand that a lot better, then the business can only go to a new level from there, and go to a new level really, really fast. So welcome to the call, Jared. Thanks, man, for jumping on. You're the guy that's got the awesome name. So as I said, this company as well, they probably do couple of million a year as well. And when there's all these, it looks like a great frontage, and then all of these things happen. When you're actually looking at the back end of and auditing this business, it's pretty alarming. You could imagine what's going to happen to a business that's already doing a few million a year, and then you implement and make sure that these changes are all sparkled up to actually work properly. Exactly what's going to happen with these businesses too. And it doesn't matter, right? I don't care whether you guys are in startup or whether you guys are well established, whether you are relaunching new brands, new things, these types of things as well. No matter what it is that you're doing, the same systems, processes, things that you've got to look at, right? What to understand how your business works and how it's going to go to a new level is going to remain the same. It's just different. It's going to be just different focus areas on what you would focus on to go to a new level, and that would be the main things. But no matter where you look at it, marketing, sales is part of it. Online presence and scaling that online presence in front of more people that are going to pay your business money is also part of the process as well. And it's not only paying for it, it's utilizing the business's assets that the business has right now that they can turn the cog on to generate a result from it. And a lot of the time, it's just those simple little things. We just did a little tweak with one of our clients the other day, 6 bookings to their business within a couple of hours, just by turning a cog, We had one of our clients who just started with us. We just dropped a testimonial with on YouTube. 23 paid clients in 5 weeks. Another one of our clients. So that one was Sue Wood, Alpha Hypnosis across in New Zealand. Another latest one, Sarah Gale. She's literally doubled her fitness and her business, both of them. Gale Force Fitness over in Townsville literally doubled her business in 6 weeks with us as well. And a large percentage of it is by the implementation of exactly what I'm talking to you right now about. Fixing a lot of these things, understanding the data points better, slight changes in the way things are articulated online, which makes a huge difference as well. And it's just these tiny little things that make a huge difference, because once you get to a certain level in business, it's just tweak. It's like a lot of it's just little 1%ers, things that can just be done slightly better. And that's what can make a vast difference. And I'm not talking about anything here that's probably groundbreaking, that's going to blow you guys' minds. Until you see it actually happen for yourself, that's when you'll notice the big differences as a result. And a lot of the time you need someone else to look at it. When you're in it every day, it kind of makes it that little bit harder when you're in it every day. What can I do to do better is usually what it comes down to. And that's all I'm here for. These shows that we run every single Monday and Friday, number one, to kind of get you a little bit out of the seat and amped a little bit to do something differently, and maybe make you question things that you have been doing as well, and then get you to have a real hard look at it and go, is it really working? But also give you some other insights that you can go away with, implement, and do something a little bit differently to be able to generate a slightly different result. And I think we're pretty blessed here because we do get to see multiple different industries. And when we get to see multiple different industries and what's working in certain industries and what's not, we can kind of take a lot of the successful, plans, strategies, systems, etc., and we can go, okay, how can we implement it across into another one? And Serena was saying that earlier this morning, and I've kind of realized this is probably a big thing for me, and the reason why we do so well with our clients as well is because she said to me, the conversation went along the lines of, at the start, she said, Jared, I probably should voice my opinion to you a little bit more often and some things that I'm thinking about. I was like, well, yeah, of course you did. I was thinking that she was like, wanted to sort of tell me more of what we should do more of, what we shouldn't do more of, etc. And she ended up saying, I like how you can kind of take concepts and find a way to implement it into our business and into other people's businesses. And they can just be concepts and things that people have spoken about or things that people do, and how you can just turn it into a concept relative to a business. And I think that's why we have been so successful to get fast results for people, because every business does have a way to be able to turn a current asset into a monetary, to monetize that asset. Now every business has got it, and you can tweak it and articulate it in a certain way to get a fast result. And this is exact reason why also Sue, who's here as well, was able to get 23 clients, paid clients, in such a short period of time too, because she was able to turn an existing asset that she had, which wasn't a huge asset, by the way. I'm speaking with people at the moment that have like 5,000 to 8,000 times more than what she's got, and hasn't done anything like this yet as well. But, she was able to do 23 in just 5 weeks, which is pretty exceptional as well. So, businesses have underperforming assets. They have things that they can utilize that they're not utilizing right now, which can make money for them. Like, I'm talking within days, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right? And the longer that I do this, the more I actually realize it as well, is that people just don't know how to do this, right? That's why it can make so much of a bigger difference as well, because it's not all about like all these other like fancy stuff that people talk about. A lot of the time, simple works, and you just got to be super simple, straightforward, transparent with your marketing, and you will generate a result really fast. That's the exciting things about it. So I'm excited. Hope you're excited about it. I hope I've turned a cog for you guys today as well. And hopefully it's making you think a little bit differently about what you're doing. And if you want me to do a bit of an audit for you right now as well, to kind of say what can be done a little bit better, I'm in a bit of a role with it at the moment, and that's been my main focus for today. So if this is you and you want an audit, and you want me to basically look over everything that you've got as well, to be able to say, okay, these are the missing pieces, I've got probably a couple of hours free this afternoon, I think. And that would be between 3 and 5 this evening. Well, actually, it'll be 3:30 by the time I've finished an appointment at 3. So it'll be about 3:30 to 5 that I can do that for you guys, because I'm on a bit of a roll with it today. I may as well continue going with it, because you'll be quite surprised as to what we'll uncover. And it could be that we could uncover that your business it's costing your business at least $100,000 by not having this sorted. So if you would like to sort of do that, just type audit below and I'll reach out to you and we'll be able to get that done and dusted for you. Any questions anyone has here that is live today? I reckon we'll just do a whole Q&A one coming up really soon. I haven't done Q&A type stuff in a little while actually on these live streams. I know when COVID hit last year, I just started doing Q&As online, and it got a fair bit of traction. I think some of them had close to reached close to 1,500 to between 1,500 to 2,000 people. A few of them did as well, these Q&As. So maybe I'll get back into that as well if you guys have some questions that you would like to get answered live. And that's anything about marketing systems, sales systems, automation, that type of stuff as well. I'm happy to come in and answer those questions for you guys as well. And it could be even the problem that you might not be getting as many qualified leads as you want, and you want some qualification type processes around your marketing as well. You can ask those questions here live. If you are watching the replay, I will also just answer it on the replay. That's also fine. So I'm going to give you guys a bit of a summary of today while I'm waiting to see if anyone potentially has a question or not. Otherwise, we'll wrap this one up. So the summary of today is your online presence can look fancy. It can look great. But if you don't audit it on the regular, you will end up exactly like one of the online fancy, good-looking processes and online presences that I saw today that has one error, 106 warnings, and 182 different notices, which includes 4 blocked pages, which got completely shut down. 14 pages that are literally redirecting because the links aren't hooked up correctly. And then just another 43 minor changes that need to be made, as well as I also noticed too that some of the headlines would need to be switched up, because when a client has 4 or 5 different services and they see a headline that's only relative to one of the services, that's going to be the reason for a large bounce rate off a marketing campaign as well, which is another huge potential or a huge problem as well. So, so that's the summary, right? You need to be checking in on these things regularly, and you need to get someone, if you don't know how to do it, you need to get someone to do it for you. Okay. And just audit that and just make sure there's no problems. Your website people should be doing it, but these people have a website person, and the website person ain't doing it. Large percentage of the time, what happens? People just get, what do they say, comfortable, so to speak. Is that the wording I'm after? Not entirely sure. Comfortable or used to doing things and looking at things the same. They don't look at things through a fresh set of eyes. And that's something that you've got to do, right? You just got to have a fresh set of eyes from time to time to look over things. So that was what you've got to do today. The second thing is from today, every business has underperforming assets that aren't being utilized to their maximization. So using those underperforming assets to be able to turn those cogs just slightly, very simple, transparent ways to be able to just literally just turn those cogs can quite quickly be able to turn into very similar what Sue did, which is 23 new paid clients in only 5 weeks, right? Big difference. So make sure that you are doing these little things. Make sure that you are focusing on these things that I've spoken about today, because I can tell you this right now. If you're doing a few million, it could be costing you several $100,000. If you're doing a few $100,000, it's costing you definitely tens of thousands of dollars as well in potential in actual missed business because of these little things that are just so important. And sometimes those little things can just make so much of a difference, especially right? You might think that your presence looks great, but when you do these and look at these things in a little bit more depth, like I am today and have been today, there is a lot left on the table. So much. And last thing as well is your marketing campaigns need to have two things: cold outreach, new people reached every day, and retargeting. Okay. You must be retargeting prospects and people that have seen your business. That's what we call warm prospects. They already know who you are. They've seen you. They have gone online and clicked on something already. So they have interest. Now all you got to do is follow them up. What does everyone say? Where's the money at? In the follow-up, right? So if you don't follow people up, right, you're missing, even in your sales process, if you're not following people up, you're missing a lot of deals. Considering 85% of people never follow up at all. So don't make one follow-up call to anybody that they've had a conversation with. And sometimes it does take 5 to 12 times to be able to speak to someone. And it can take a couple of introductions, 2 to 3 introductions, to be able to sell that product as well. So the key is for you to really get focused, really fix this presence up. If you need someone to audit your presence, let me know. I'm on a roll and I've got 3:30 to 5 today available to do it. Okay. So, and that's completely free. It's not going to cost you a dime. Anyway, wrapping this one up for today, everybody. That's the summary of what your action steps are for today to really kind of, stir the pot a little bit. If you have any questions, let us know below. And I'll get those questions answered for you too. Remember this one thing: if you do not fight for your own freedom, absolutely nobody else will. So every single day you must get out there. Every single day you must take action. Every single day you must make it happen. And remember to be the warrior. I will see you all on Monday, 1 p.m. Perth time, 3 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. New Zealand. Speak to you then. Cheers.